biohacking tip number 2. Again, we're drawing from the book, The Enzyme Factor. This is one of the crucial books, I would say, in the nutrition industry. And so I just flipped over. I mean, there's so many nuggets with this book. And so one of the things is, the topic of what I'm going to talk about is an ideal, he says, Dr. Shinya, he's a gastroenterologist. He's also a surgeon who works up in the East Coast in New York. And he actually invented one of the techniques they use to remove polyps. And so, coming from a surgeon, you wouldn't think he would write a book about nutrition and diet, right? Well, this is all about diet and nutrition. And this is what I teach my patients, what we teach our patients at Achieve Integrative Health. And so the topic, the heading of what I'm going to talk about today is an ideal meal consists of 85% from plants and 15% from animals. So it's almost like the 80-20 rule. 80% from plants and only 20% from animals, right? Most people think, he says, he says, he gets a lot of question. If I decrease meat in my diet by so much, won't I lack essential proteins? Well, here's what he says. This is from a gastroenterologist. He says, just because you eat meat doesn't mean, it says, even if you eat a lot of food with protein like meat and fish, it does not necessarily mean that protein will be used directly to build up your body. That is because proteins are formed from amino acids, and amino acids vary in their arrangements. Amino acids are basically just building blocks, right? And so in human intestine, protein gets absorbed by the intestinal walls only after being broken down by digestive enzymes into amino acids. So it really doesn't matter if you eat animal protein or plant protein, it has to be broken down into amino acids before it gets absorbed. And then he says the absorbed amino acids then get resynthesized in the body into the necessary proteins, right? And he continues on and he says, the amino acids are so precious. Animal proteins are considered a good quality protein, right? Since they contain a lot of essential amino acids. And it's because of this that nutritionists are saying, like paleo diet, you got to eat more animal protein, right? But what people don't know is plant proteins also contain many, although not all, of the essential amino acids, like grains, cereal, legumes, vegetables, mushrooms, fruits, and sea vegetables, all contain amino acids. Right? There's so much functional medicine likes to preach about legumes and are not good for you and grains are not good for you, that you need to eat more animal protein, right? But that's not the truth. 3,000-year-old history, what he's teaching, what he found through work looking at people's intestines came out is the same as what we've been doing for 3,000 years in Chinese medicine, right? And so then he says, among all vegetable foods, here's the biggie. Soybeans are considered the meat of the fields because they contain an abundance of amino acids, right? The amount of essential amino acids in soybeans, except for the slightly less than standard levels of threonine, is hardly inferior compared to meat. And they will digest much more easily without depleting your source enzymes as meat does. So he's saying soybeans are equivalent to animal protein meat, okay? So I know all the paleo and whatever the Atkins people are saying, oh no, that's not the truth, right? Well, again, are you going to listen to, the research that's only been, less than 100 years old? Or are you going to look at time proven that's been around for 3,000 years? So soybeans, now remember I said it's important to get organic soybeans, otherwise it's genetically modified, right? So this is all about dispelling the myth that you need to eat more animal protein, and that soybeans is terrible for you, it's an inflammatory food, that, all this misinformation. And so I'm setting the record straight. Organic soybeans are equal to eating animal protein, right? Actually, it's better. It's actually superior because it's more easily digested by the body. I eat soybeans, soybean or products of soybeans every single day, almost 3 meals a day. And so that's again 3,000-year-old Chinese medicine history, right? So if you want higher quality life, and even the people in the blue zones, they eat tons of soybean, right? So don't fall for the misinformation that you need to stay away from soybeans and that you need to eat more animal protein, because you don't. If you need more help and guidance in what to eat, give us a call. We're experts at helping you transform your diet, getting your organ functions better, to restore your organ functions, and to help you navigate through all of this misinformation of dietary information that's been going on. So yeah, give us a call. We're the #1 acupuncture wellness clinic in Central Texas. Let's stop the nonsense and let's get on some soybeans. Who's with me?